Ladies and gentlemen, when I was growing up, I knew a few girls in my township that got pregnant during the time we were in high school, in junior high school. And I knew several women that ultimately ended up as single mothers, and I have some single moms in my family. Well, I remember all the mocking and laughing and teasing about black women being single moms. What a difference a day make, ladies and gentlemen. Because the same people that did all of that mocking are the same ones that put the new abortion laws in place. They have damn near boxed their women in a corner. They don't care if they're raped. They don't care if it's incest. They don't give a damn. Just have that baby. Ain't mocking no mo, are they? Mm-mm-mm. You really should be careful about the things you do because you never know when it's going to come back on you. And this certainly have come back on these people big time. Jack Ma and Elon Musk are pretty worried about a looming population collapse. And this is Quartz, August 29th, 2019. One of the biggest challenges for human beings is in the next 2 decades will be the lack of more human beings, according to e-commerce giant Alibaba founder Jack Ma and Tesla founder Elon Musk. The need for more babies was among the few topics that the two agreed on during a half-hour-long chat, August 29th, at the World Artificial Intelligence Conference in Shanghai. During the conversation, Ma and Musk riffed off of a number of topics related to AI, including work hours, education, life expectancy, and migrating to Mars. You guys ain't going to no damn Mars. You need to give that up. Ma first brought up the topic about birth rate when the two were debating if AI would outsmart human beings in the future. Now in China today, we have 18 million new babies born every year, which is not enough. We need to have much more than that, said Ma. But you know what? They are still secretly aborting female babies and keeping the males. They're still doing it, but they're doing it more, in the down low kind of way. I think the best resources of the human beings or the best resources on the earth are not the coal, not the oil, not the electricity. It's the human brains. China had 15 million babies in 2018, the lowest number in a half a century. Musk said he thought the coming population decline, or collapse, as he calls it, might well be the gravest problem facing us. That's a view that might seem odd to many in the world. About 7.7 billion expected to grow to 11 billion before tapering off. I am worried about the birth rate, which you alluded to earlier. So this is what these two multi-millionaires are talking about, and it just go to show you they know this stuff is bad. They know it's bad. And we're seeing all kinds of indications that these folks are fully aware that their situation is really dire right now. Most people think we have too many people on the planet, but actually, this is an outdated view, Musk said. I think the biggest problem the world will face in 20 years is population collapse. Collapse. I want to emphasize this. The biggest issue in 20 years will be population collapse, not explosion, collapse. Yeah, he's right about that. Finally, Ma, who seemed at times to be bored or puzzled by Musk's comments, was on the same wavelength as the electric car entrepreneur. I absolutely agree with that. The population problem is going to face a huge challenge. 1.4 billion in China sounds a lot, but I think next 20 years we will see this thing will bring big problems to China. Now you call it a collapse. I agree with that, Ma said. Wow. The world's large and growing population conceals huge differences across populations, with many countries now shrinking. China, which has long had the largest population, has seen a number of births going down since 2017. Well, you did that with the one child policy, and they're admitting that even in this article. Prominent think tank Chinese Academy of Social Sciences predicted earlier this year that China's population would start shrinking in 8 years. Well, it's already shrinking. Japan, meanwhile, averaged 1,230 more deaths than births a day in 2018, while South Korea had 326,900 new births in 2018, its lowest number since at least 1960. Another similar situation prevails in large swaths of Europe, as women increasingly remain single or married but choose to have fewer children, even though the overall global population is expected to keep growing for another 80 years. More and more of it will be made up of older people, which may be why Musk dismissed immigration as a possible solution. Immigration is never going to be the solution. It's never going to be it's not even the solution for America. It really isn't. You know, you got to think about what the people that come are bringing. First of all, many of them don't even have much beyond an education on elementary school. They don't really go beyond that. And then number two, they don't come here with a lot of technical skills. That's why they're migrant workers. So no, it is not the way out, ladies and gentlemen, for the birth rate problem here in America. It's not. They can't replace nothing. When you really think about it, they don't even vote like us. They don't even vote like even the average people in the black community. That being said, they're not much of a replacement. They're not. They probably wish they were. You know, anything that'll bump us out the way, but they really can't get rid of us like that. They may desire it, but they can't. So, as you can see, these two corporate giants are very worried about the future. They are worried about what's going to happen to their people. Big time. So, yeah, you're going to have more older people than younger. And China got a problem. They got too many damn men and not enough women. And it's going to be that way in the future generations because I've read articles, they're still aborting female babies. So leading into the future, they're going to have even more of that same problem. So both men have aired their population concerns before, with Musk tweeting about the topic in June. Ma, meanwhile, this year encouraged his thousands of employees to have more sex and more kids. It's not quite that simple. That's why you're not seeing that happen. Do you know when I was living in Germany, in some parts of Europe, they would do porn on the weekends, trying to encourage couples to have more sex and have babies? I mean, that's how far back they were having problems in Europe. But yeah, they would have these weekend porn, where you turn your TV on and it would be porn all day around the clock to encourage people to have babies. And guess what, y'all? It didn't work. It didn't work. Their population is still falling in Europe. Okay. He offered the advice not long after defending the intense 996 work hours Chinese tech companies like his are notorious for. They got to work from 9 in the morning till 9 at night, 6 days a week. They only get one day off. And do you know many of these Chinese people are now complaining about that? They said they don't have enough time for family or to do the activities that they like to do. One day off. Can you imagine that? From 9 to 9 with only Sunday off. That's it. You get no other day off. And see, it goes back to what I was saying. These folks, they run their entire society, and Asians do the same thing. They want something for nothing or something for very minimal money that they have to put out. And they don't realize they are running their societies in the ground by being that way. They're running it in the ground. Okay. Perhaps people will have more time to follow his advice in the future when AI makes it so that people only need to work 12 hours a week, as Ma hypothesized today. That ain't gonna happen. And if it does happen, that's gonna be so far off, it's not even funny. So here you got Alibaba and Tesla CEOs talking about their failing populations because they both come from groups that are failing in population. I mean, it's the truth. But ladies and gentlemen, please tell me what you think. Please leave your comment and subscribe. Don't forget to hit on the notification bell, and I'll see you on the next video. Peace, family.